What is up, everybody? Happy Labor Day. Happy Monday. Mondays are my guaranteed day off. I decided that a while back. I made Mondays kind of like my official day off along with Sundays. And that's day off from like pressure washing. I normally still do some type of computer work and just reflecting or kind of just whatever I want to do, you know. Sometimes it's good just to unplug for a second and just to, detox your mind. And one of the things I've actually done today and been doing the past couple of weeks has been kind of pulling away from like social media. So a couple of weeks ago I deleted my Twitter. Other day I deactivated my Snapchat, and just today I deleted my Instagram. And the reason why I did those things is because every time I get on social media, it's honestly a few things. It's not just one thing, but one thing is specifically is that I realize how toxic social media can get for our minds. Getting on there every day and only seeing the best of everything, or not even just the best, sometimes or oftentimes an altered version of reality. And so getting on social media every time when we see an altered version of reality, we begin to think like this is actually reality. And so what I mean by the altered version is you get on there, it's full of filters and countless retakes. So every time you see a picture, it's someone's best picture or their best this, their best that, their best life. It just gets to be kind of mentally draining getting on there and thinking, and always being in comparison mode of like, wow, I'm not good enough. And that's what it could cause sometimes, is like when you think that you're doing good in life and then you get on social media or something and you see your friends and they're always doing better. Somehow, it's better. And while my whole motto in life is growth and always getting better, there comes a certain line you have to draw, and then that line, it really consists of differentiating between growth at your rate or growth at a rate that society tries to tell you to grow at. So you get on social media and society tries to tell you if you're not successful by 30, if you don't have it all figured out by 35, if you haven't gone to college, if you don't have, kids by now, if your credit score isn't this, if you don't drive this car, live in this neighborhood, taking this vacation, you can begin to feel inferior or you can begin to feel like you're not good enough, or that, everything you're doing in life is behind. Even though before that, you may have thought you were doing okay and that you were progressing. And so it's a good reminder just to unplug sometimes. And it's not just that, it's like social media itself has become an addiction for many people, including myself. I just unplugged from Instagram today, and it has not been easy because I'm so used to checking Instagram, constantly feeling the need to stay updated and concerned about what other people are doing. And what it does, along with the addiction part, is like any addiction requires what? Time, right? Oftentimes it's time that can definitely be utilized in other areas, and it'll be more well spent in those other areas. So if you just spend, I look at myself, if you just spend 3 hours a day on social media and you multiply that by 5, right, or 7 days a week, it's 35 hours of your life you spent pretty much mindlessly doing nothing. And I'm not of the idea that life needs to be a 24/7 grind. No, there comes, I don't really consider it a balance, because, I really don't think there's a such thing as balance in life. You have to pretty much, everything is connected. So, and when I say everything's connected, it just means that the things that affect you at work are oftentimes, whether you try to or not, going to roll over to home, or if your relationship is messed up, then it's going to follow you as different areas. And so it's not about compartmentalizing different areas of life, but making them work as one system. And I know I'm going on a bit of a rant, but that's just kind of how I explain, why I've unplugged from, I'm trying to, unplug from social media and just, really focus on my life, do a deep dive on, kind of what my purpose is. There's so many jobs out here and careers you can choose. You can do anything you want. If you really think about it, there's a million things you can do with your life. And so one of my biggest things I've come to realize, even being young, and whether you're older or whatnot, we have to pull ourselves out of the box that society has tried to put us in. Since day one, you're a kid, they try to make you as a kid decide like, what do you want to be when you get older? And like that was one of like the biggest limiting things, is like thinking that I can only be one thing, or not understanding that that if I choose something, I have the right to change it. You know, like I can, if something begins to become overwhelming for me, or whatever career I chose becomes overwhelming or too much, or I faded out of it, nothing wrong with transitioning. Nothing wrong at all with transitioning, but just pull yourself out of the box. And, you know, because for me, like, my life philosophy is, along with just growing, is that a lot of life is really discovering yourself. Most of us don't know who we really are because we haven't experimented enough or been exposed to enough to really know that. So, you know, just pulling yourself out of the box, whether that's just a certain environment you're used to, certain people you're used to being around, you know, the place you live, just, you know, whether you need to travel sometimes. But just like my biggest advice is, you know, is pull back sometimes so you can think for yourself, or at least try to. Change your environment, you know, just detox, switch it up, and just reflect. I think that's very important, just reflecting in life, and just, you know, taking some time just to think clearly, man, because life can get really foggy. And, you know, we're all juggling a million things now. Like I said, with the internet, it's been a great tool. I love it. Glad I can reach, you know, everyone I reach. Glad I can reach you guys right now through a video. But the same part, you got to realize when something is doing damage to you, and sometimes people don't realize it until it's too late. But some of this technology, man, sometimes we have to unplug or just pull away from it. It can really become overwhelming to have the power of the whole world in your pocket, you know. And I'm saying that, I mean like your cell phone. Like, there's a lot of power we hold in our hands now. You know, these devices that can have so many capabilities can, like I said, often distract us, confuse us, deter us, and just honestly, sometimes it could drown us. Constant information overload, you know. A lot of people are suffering from that, information overload, overthinking things, because you're hearing a million different opinions and voices, and so you don't even know what to think or believe for yourself anymore. But and you guys don't have to worry, I'm not gonna come to you every day with some, you know, philosophical video. I'll be putting out all types of different content, but I kind of just, you know, being that I'm pulling away from social media, I want to spend more time on the YouTube channel, grow it. And really, this is not, it's a channel, but really it's I consider it like a journal, you know, like it's a journal for me. Like I said, for me, I am in a process of, you know, I'm going through life, I'm young, I'm discovering life, and discovering what my reality is, and learning many different things, and just educating myself and trying to grow consistently. And so, you know, I want to put out different types of content. Like, I'm not just going to put out pressure washing content or business content. Sometimes just got to focus on the mental, because my honest belief, like in my heart of hearts, is that life is 99% mental. The 1% is the physical. And if you don't believe me, just take a second and think. And I'm not trying to convince you of anything that I believe, but if you don't believe that life is 99% mental, then you just have to ask yourself one question: where does everything start? Everything starts in the mind. Nothing happens physically, at least like out of a person, before it happens mentally. You have to think it before you do it. Whether it's subconscious or consciously, it's happening inside before it happens outside. So if you don't control the mental, then you've already lost in life. You have to control your mental. That's the real foundation. And, like, you know, I don't mean that on a cliche meaning like, oh, you know, if you just believe, but nah, like it's real. It's a little bit deeper than that. But like, the mental is the core of everything. You know, it's the core of everything. I'm not gonna go too deep into that in this video, but just think on that. You know, just know that everything is mental first. Anyway, guys, that's my almost 10 minutes of ranting for today. Anyway, guys, wish you everyone the best of, I don't want to say luck, the best of life for the rest of this week, this year, 2020. And just keep hustling, guys. See you in the next video.